Hi everyone, I'm Pamela Alexander and welcome to another episode of That's My Biz. As always, we enjoy bringing to you the wonderful businesses that we meet when we're out there networking, associations and nonprofits, and I have a great one to share with you today. We want to remind you to watch this episode again at www.bizlinks.tv. You can also check us out on YouTube at youtube.com/BizLinksTV. Be sure to subscribe, be sure to give us some thumbs up, and also please share your comments as well. You can also check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/BizLinksTV. I want to introduce to you today our wonderful guest, Mr. Jason Moss. Welcome, Jace.
Hey, I'm
Jason.
glad to be here.
Good. Now, Jason, we go way back with networking because, as we tell you, it's about networking. This is how you make those connections and build those relationships. He is the CEO of Georgia Manufacturing Alliance. Mm-hmm. And, it's a fantastic organization, and they are really about business networking for companies in the manufacturing industry.
Right.
So now I want to get started because when we first met, I think you had just started the Alliance.
Yep.
So kind of tell me how it came about.
Yeah, about 7 years ago, I was running, I had gotten back into software sales, mm-hmm. and I found that there was really no place for manufacturers to get mm-hmm. together and network. Mm-hmm. There were professional organizations out there like Society of Manufacturing Engineers and APEX that do education and certification, but as far as an opportunity really for those guys to get to network mm-hmm. and pass, best practices, there wasn't anything. So we decided, kind of on a whim, we kicked it off. 2 weeks after we came up with the idea, we launched it. We had 16 people at the first meeting, and we've been running monthly meetings ever since for 7.5 years now. It's been a wild ride. We've been able to do some fun stuff with it as well.
I know, because this is something you don't think about, some of the different industries and businesses that are out there and kind of what their needs are, and you kind of found that need that they had to get together. Who are the types of companies that are part of your organization?
Yeah, that's the manufacturers. We're pretty broad based, so we have everything from circuit board designers to plastic injection molding companies to a handful of service companies that directly support the manufacturing space. But what we found was, now I'm a big fan of Chamber of Commerce and PowerCore and BNI and all those groups. But manufacturers have a specific need. Mm-hmm. So if a manufacturer needs a circuit board designed, or like I said, maybe some plastic injection molding, they're probably not going to find that at the chamber. So this gives them a place that they can come together and work together. Okay. And again, we have everything from people that manufacture T-shirts to ball bearings and everything in between. So it's a pretty good mix in manufacturing, but the focus is people that actually make things in the state of Georgia. Mm-hmm. Now, manufacturing is defined in Webster by converting raw goods into finished product using a machine. Now, my favorite manufacturer on the planet is Krispy Kreme.
Okay.
Because they,
so you never thought about
machine,
them.
Right? Just converting raw goods into finished product. And some of we got a lot of food and beverage. Food and beverage is huge in Georgia.
Really?
It's one of our biggest products.
Okay.
And we've got right around 350,000 people every day go to work in manufacturing at over 10,000 facilities throughout the state of Georgia. And that accounts for over 10% of our economy. And most people don't think we make anything anymore, but we really do. We make tons of things.
Wow.
So,
and that's interesting because you're absolutely right. We kind of pass by the companies. A lot of times you pass the buildings, you don't even know what's there, or you see the signs, but you don't know who those companies are. And then to bring them together like that is fantastic. Now, I know you have several different meetings and events that you put on. Tell everyone about the different meetings that they could participate in.
Right. Well, we do a lot of plant tours. We've toured everything from Snapper lawnmowers down in McDonough to we took a group down to Anheuser-Busch at the Budweiser factory. We took about 50 people in there and had some great tours and some samples even.
Yeah.
But we love to allow people to come into factories so that they can see how processes and how manufacturing really is. When people tend to think about manufacturing, they think that manufacturing is that old dirty, dangerous, dead-end job, and it's really not. It's high-tech and it's high-paying. It's about $26,000 a year annual income above the non-manufacturing incomes. Wow. So great, steady, stable jobs. Yeah. And as we take manufacturers to see other manufacturers as part of what we do, but we also like to have the general public come out and see these factories as well. So we do a variety of tours. Right now we're doing about 6 to 8 events a month throughout the state. We've got a huge chapter in Savannah. Okay. That Savannah group is really booming down there, and we've got one in Cobb, Gwinnett, and Hall County, plus the Savannah chapter. And we're about to launch Macon as well. So those are some of the areas that we that we've been doing some tours on. We just took a tour of Bluebird Bus down
Okay.
in Middle Georgia, and that was a great kind of launching point for Central Georgia.
Wow, I like that. So now, because it's just intriguing to me, I think, because I like to see how things are made and all those different types of things. So I think the tours would be really fun, even for those that aren't in manufacturing, but that just are curious. So for the membership, now, the membership, are they the employees of the manufacturers? Are they the actual CEOs, or who can be a member?
It's a mix. So we are a membership-based organization. So the memberships are for the company,
Okay.
and we try to provide a variety of different training sessions and educational pieces that fit for every different department in the factory. So we've got events that are coming up for like manufacturing a better bottom line, where we talk about sales and use tax and access to capital and a variety of different things like that. You know, cyber and data security. So the CIOs, the chief information officers, need to know about cyber and data security.
Right.
But we've also done some things for HR. Right after the new legislation came out for marijuana. Using cannabis oil for
Right.
medical marijuana in Georgia. I had some guys call me and they said, "Hey, can we go out? Can my guys go out back and smoke a little dope on lunch break?" No, that's not what that law says. Because manufacturers tend to get so focused on really digging in and making whatever it is they make. A lot of times they're not able to stay up with current events.
Okay.
So we try to provide trainings like that. So 2 days after that law passed, I got a lot of feedback and people were questioning it. So we put together a panel discussion where we brought in Chuck Wade, the director of the Drugs Don't Work campaign, along with Tom Kirby, one of the guys that was involved in kind of getting that law passed. So we had both sides of the table talking about the same legislation and how. The title of the program was Marijuana and Manufacturing.
Okay.
Now, I did have a lot of people ask me, did we were going to give out samples, and we didn't give out samples on that one. But it was a fun.
Whatever gets them there, right?
Yeah, we did Cheetos afterwards, but that's a whole other story. But so we were able to really dig in with the HR side of the house. So from everything from purchasing to engineering, we do a lot of stuff around engineering and design. And then HR is a big market that we try to serve as well. And we've developed some neat alliances.
Okay.
So one of the things that we've done is we've partnered with the Society of Manufacturing Engineers and APEX, which is an organization for operations and logistics, and the Georgia Employers Association. Now we've formed those four groups together, and we found that a lot of those guys were already doing plant tours, and they would do one a month or one a quarter, and they would kind of bounce from around. So what we did was we put these groups together, and now one of the challenges we found was keeping up and keeping track of all the events that were going on. And so what we did was we put together a really cool tool called the Georgia Manufacturing Calendar. And what that calendar does is it allows users to just go online and look. If they just click on the little search button, they can look at all the events that are lined up through all of those associations and see what's going on throughout the state. And the really cool part about it is users can sign up for an alert. What that alert does is allows them to go in and pick out the topics that they're interested in, whether it be if they're interested in HR, if they're interested in doing plant tours or trade shows, if they're interested in those type things, they're able to sign up for these alerts. And the system's really neat. The system will gather up the events that are relative to their request and send them a customized email based on their interest on the frequency that they ask for. So they get an email once a week, once a month, or once a day on just the topics that they're interested in. It gets dropped in their email box, and what that does is it saves them time from having to go out and search 4, 5, 6 different websites and calendars and try to coordinate all that. We've done it all for them. So it's a really simple, easy tool to use. They sign up for it, and then it's kind of a done for you system. And we've seen that our membership in each of those associations have grown, and our attendance at the events have grown as well because it's convenient for people.
Right. Now everybody's seeing the information. And I mean, I'm hoping you all are catching just how awesome of a tool this is. And also, I hope what our viewers are catching as well, because this is fantastic, and what you've done and accomplished in the manufacturing industry, even thinking about those that are outside of manufacturing, whatever your industry is, and just learning from what you've been able to accomplish with this, but being able to apply those same concepts. But this calendaring system, again, it's not you all working in your own vacuum and only putting out what you do and worrying about getting people to your events, but now you found other associations that are talking to your same type members. And part of what you share too with your alliance is now members are able to, they can focus kind of on the group that they're a member of, but they can still attend the other events and meetings that the other associations have. So you're not really competing anymore, you're really collaborating together.
Right. And if you just belong to one association and they only have one event once a month or once a quarter, and your schedule doesn't align for that, what that does is it really puts you in a pinch not being able to network that month or learn anything new. And we've found, now what we've framed this around is the Joint Industry Association.
Okay.
And we're all working together. If you go to jointindustry.association.com, you can see that the Georgia chapter is just that.
Okay.
And we all have agreed that we're going to list our events on the calendar and promote the calendar internally to our members. And we've taken it even a step further, and what we've done is we've allowed the members of the Joint Industry Association to attend all the other events at member rates.
Okay.
So SME members can come.
You got to repeat that, because I want to make sure that they catch that, because that is awesome. Yeah. So tell them that one again.
So it's taken a little while, but what we've done is we've developed partnerships with Society of Manufacturing Engineers, APICS, and the Georgia Employers Association. And we've all come to the agreement that we will allow the members of the other associations to attend our events at member rates. Yeah. And it really is building a community differently. Now, Georgia is step one of 50, and we found that the manufacturing industry really has a need for this calendar program. We spent about $25,000 in 6 months in developing the back end to make this calendar work like it does. And the results have been amazing, and we're going to be able to take that to different industries and also different areas of the country because it's needed. That's something that's going to be a really great tool that we're going to be pushing it out nationwide. But we're really focused to make sure we want to get the prototype just right. We want to get the original perfect, and we're finding some things that we can make a little better, but it's working well.
That's great. I mean, and then like you said, you're not even just finding some of this just for your industry, but you already saw how this can be applied to other industries. So you all keep your ears open, because this is really, really a great tool. If you've been out there kind of thinking about something like this, it's already been done. So, really tap into Jason as well and connect with him about how that may work, or maybe, someone that you can end up partnering with to figure out how to kind of take it to that next growth level that you're taking things to. Now, Jason, when we first met again, you had first started that one chapter. Now you have these other chapters that are out there. The association the alliance has really grown, and you have the great calendar that's out there now, the partnership, but then you also have some great events and some big events. Tell everybody about the conference that's coming up.
Yeah. Well, we've got a big event November the 18th. It's the Georgia Manufacturing Summit. Now, we've done 2 expos in the past, which were really focused on general consumers, but this one is focused on the leadership community in manufacturing. And we've got the CEO of Bluebird Bus. They manufacture the big yellow school buses. And then the vice president in charge of Kia. Kia Motors America. Randy is going to be in, and he's going to talk. So we've got both the CEO of Bluebird and the top leadership in Kia coming to speak, and it'll be at the Cobb Galleria November the 18th. We'll be bringing in manufacturers from all around the state and executive leaders in that space to really give them the latest and greatest, what's going on in manufacturing, what we can do as a state. And one of the things that we're going to highlight in there is the Joint Industry Association and show how all these associations are working together and partnering to really bring a better environment for manufacturers across the board. We'll be adding a few other associations, like probably some freight and packaging associations. Again, those directly support the manufacturing space. And but it's an exciting time. The Georgia Manufacturing Summit is the event, and that can be found on GeorgiaManufacturingSummit.com. We keep everything really simple. The Georgia Manufacturing Alliance is GeorgiaManufacturingAlliance.com to see the association. GeorgiaManufacturingCalendar.com. Anybody can go in and search and set up profiles to see what's going on in the community that you may want to go to.
Okay.
Whether you're a manufacturer or not, if you want to plug in and take some of these great tours, it's fun.
I love that. I love that. We're going to have to definitely make sure that we check out the calendar so that we can attend some of those. I think it'd really be fun to see how, I just love how the things are made side of it. So just the inner workings, and the fact that even within these big plants, someone has to make these different parts and provide these different services. So there's a lot going on in Georgia and in manufacturing that people really don't realize, and the companies that are based in the Georgia area. So now I know also with your it's a summit this year, right? That you have an awards.
Yes, we've got an awards program that's it's the Georgia Manufacturing Awards. Imagine that. Georgia Manufacturing Awards, and what we've got is we've got 4 different categories. We've got one for frontline, which could be anybody in the facility. It could be everything from the receptionist to somebody that runs a drill press. And we've got a plant manager, and then we've got 2 team awards, one for operational excellence and one for safety. So those are the 4 categories, and nominations are open. We'll do that through the end of September, and we'll have this is the second year that we've done the awards, and it's getting some really good traction, because the odds of, say Fred maybe has been working for the same company for 40 years, running a drill press, and the odds of him being able to get any statewide recognition is pretty thin. But if he's maybe fostered 2 or 3 kids and coached t-ball for 20 years, those kind of stories need to get out there and let people to understand that the people of manufacturing are really what makes it work, and that's why we celebrate that rather than the companies or the products.
Wow.
So it's Georgia Manufacturing Awards is what we're doing around that.
I mean, really, congratulations on the growth of what you've been accomplishing with Georgia Manufacturing Alliance, and just not just staying within you and what you're doing, but really taking it out there and expanding it to help everyone else collaborate. And then we know what's next on the horizon. Part of it is going beyond Georgia, but tell me what else is on the horizon for the projects you're working on.
We're really working to, our target is to have 10 chapters around the state.
Okay.
And I followed a good friend of mine that did a similar process through logistics. The Georgia Logistics Summit started about 6 years ago. They had about 400 people at their first meeting and had over 2,500 people this year at the World Congress Center. We want to follow that same model in manufacturing. That was a state initiative that was funded by taxpayer dollars, which was great. This is really businesses growing it, so we plan to grow this organization 10 chapters around the state, and then have a huge event. 2020 is our big target. So we'll have events going through that, but that's where we're going.
That's fantastic. Everyone, you have to keep an ear out for this. And again, too, even if you're interested in getting into this field, or maybe you're a small company that's doing some manufacturing, or trying to learn more, or connect and network with some of these other companies, definitely, and even partnerships. I know a lot of times larger companies are looking for other companies to partner with, so definitely get involved in the alliance so that you can learn more, and then you can mix them and go. Like you mentioned, we love the chambers. I always tell everyone, join your local chamber, join a great leads group, but you should join an organization as well that's tied to your particular industry, so that you can learn and grow from others in your industry. Jason, I appreciate you coming and joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
It's been great.
Thank you. And before we leave, give everyone the different ways they can get in touch with you and the different sites that you mentioned.
Okay. We make it really simple. If you just go to georgiamanufacturing.com, that's a parent site, and that's my email. If you want to send me an email, jason@georgiamanufacturing.com. And then from there, you can go to the Georgia Manufacturing Calendar.com, Georgia Manufacturing Awards.com, and Georgia Manufacturing Alliance.com. Okay. Those are the things that we have listed there. And I can be reached by cell. My office number is 770-338-0051, and love to chat with anybody. Anything about manufacturing. If it's about supporting manufacturing in the state of Georgia, I'd like to hear about it.
Great. Thanks so much, Jason.
Great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Everyone, I'm Pamela Alexander of BizLinks TV Network. And as always, we just, again, enjoy bringing to you these wonderful businesses, bringing you some businesses that you may not have thought about, or organizations that you may not have thought about, because we want you to know about the great resources that are out there, great people that are out there as well. So make sure that you connect, make sure that you reach out to Jason as well with Georgia Manufacturing Alliance, and participate in some of those tours and the meetings, and meet these other great businesses that are there. We want to remind you to go to our website at www.bizlinks.tv. You can catch this episode again, along with our other past episodes. Also, check out our YouTube channel at youtube.com facebook.com/BizLinksTV. Don't forget to subscribe. Give us those thumbs up. Also, please share your comments with us as well. If you attend any of the meetings or the tours, please let us know that and share that. And we want to make sure that we pass on any of your comments to Jason as well. And then also you can check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/BizLinksTV. As always, we're exposing your business to the world.
10 years to learn the business. 10 years to make a name. 1 year on your own. It takes time to build a small business, but only 60 days to transform it with email marketing from Constant Contact. Sign up with Constant Contact and get 60 days of free email marketing to generate referrals, connect with clients, and build the business you've always wanted. Constant Contact. Start your 60-day free trial today.
Thank you for joining us. Today's show can be viewed on demand on our website at www.bizlinks.tv. If you are interested in having your products, services, or special cause showcased on our program, submit an inquiry to that'smybiz@bizlinks.tv. In addition, information on advertising and hosting your own show can be found on our website at bizlinks.tv.